What? Get out of here. They took me out of motherfucking jail. Ah! They took me out of jail. I'm going to try and stay out. I want to get some of you motherfuckers on here that, come on now. Y'all niggas know I'm on some other shit today. I want somebody, let's talk about this shit that I've been talking about. So come on now. I want to talk about this shit. I don't want to talk religion. I just want to talk. Fuck it. I'm tired of fucking talking to my kids. Y'all only other motherfuckers I can talk to and shit. I'm stuck in here with my kids all the time. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I appreciate y'all. Look, come on, somebody come up. Let's talk about this motherfucking beginning of time shit. All of this. I just want to talk. And whatever we talk about on here, I'm going to add it to the documentary that I'm filming. All right? So I'm talking about the history of life itself. You know what I mean? I want to know. Let's go. So who want to come up, talk some shit with your man SHIZZLE? They let me out of jail, yo. I'm happy, yo. You see me? I'm happy. They let me out of jail. Man, don't ask me about that woman. What's wrong with you, nigga? Some things are hindrances in your life. Sometimes you gotta let some shit go to motherfucking get further. So don't ask me where the fuck they are. Alright? Yeah, I'm reading. Come on, somebody get the fuck up here with me so we can talk. I don't know. I just tried today. Somebody come on, man. See, I'm going to just get off because I want to talk, motherfucker. If I got to talk to my motherfucking self, I might as well sit here without this shit on and talk to my motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Peace to everybody that came through and messed with your man, SHIZZLE. You know what I'm saying? Come on, somebody. Let's talk about the Big Bang. Let's start there. Let's start in the beginning. Let's talk about why there's no dinosaurs in the goddamn Bible, and somebody explain it to me where the dinosaurs come in the Bible. I want to know it. I mean, these are things that I mean, we go from the time of man's creation, right? That's what we see in the Bible. I'm no critic. I'm not doing anything to anyone's religion, okay? Hold on. I got some people. I got some people. I just got questions. I've always wanted to ask the preacher, where's the dinosaurs in the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Come on now, let's talk about it. How you doing today? How are you doing, darling?
Is LBC
all right,
in the house? I just sent the...
Well, what's your theory?
We're talking family. We're talking real life. I just sent the college boy back.
All right.
College.
Now, what is your theory on life and how it began? Did it? And we're not trying to go on religion, or I'm just trying to go science versus religion. People say that the earth and the world started from the Big Bang, and then we have the other people that say that the earth was created in 7 days by a deity. Which one do you believe in?
More science. I will say that there's enough. When I was in college, I was intrigued with that in my 20s. So I took anthropology and archaeology so that I could understand a little bit more about the science and how, you know, for me, just like with the storm that's happening in California, I felt like I sensed that coming. And it had a lot to do with, you know, plate tectonics and things that were going on scientifically. You know, whether or not, you know, all news is TMZ or what, but, you know, everybody's just like the flooding. I mean, yes, it's horrific. I'm calling all of our, if, you know, Shan, all these cats know, we know people in California. So, it's just...
But see, you mentioned the word, right?
I always say Mother Earth is way more... What Mother Earth
right,
is stronger.
But you mentioned the word that most people don't even identify with, tectonic plates. And they don't understand that tectonic plates are what makes earthquakes and tsunamis. Whether the tectonic plate moved under the sea, that causes the tsunami. If it moves on the fault line that's laid straight across California, which we know is there, That's what makes earthquakes. But somebody that's not knowledgeable to this would probably take it as a biblical prophecy and say, ooh, that's the deity saying he's punishing us once again. And so I just want to open up these subjects for people, and I'm glad that somebody of a college, I don't have a college education.
You don't have
and I'm glad that somebody came. Now, what I would also ask you is, how would you explain that the pyramids in Mexico, Egypt, and in China are in line with the Orion's star constellation, and also the Nika lines in Peru? How do we start to explain these things that people of our size could never have thought to look and make it anatomically correct? Correct, whether it be birds with 9 wings, but you can only see this from the sky. You can only understand that the pyramids are laid out in Orion's, how is this done?
Well, for one, I think that whatever time period that was, I think that we've had a lot of things that are undiscovered still, meaning like catastrophe that has happened, is keeping it with science. I live, for many years of my life in the DMV. And so I've always been fascinated with the Chesapeake Bay and the 4,000 square miles that make up the Chesapeake Bay, and how did it get there, and why do we keep having tornadoes and that go up the same fault? So for me, it's always been about what has gone on. We've only been communicating for like 3,700 years, as far as it's nothing. It's nothing in the blink of, right? So a blip. And so I just keep looking at these things in science that explain more and more, in the same way that I'm trying to also look at history and see what, whether that, I guess it began for us in hip hop, but then for me, it just kept going. I wanted to know more and more of, like, why so many years ago, why are we fighting over this in the same areas time and time again? Why, in terms of like the Black Sea and those kind of things. So I'm always trying to uncover something.
There's always something new.
Because I feel well, no, I mean, the minute I learned that libraries were burned and
I'm glad
like,
you said that.
Was forgotten.
Wait. I'm glad you said that, because that was the best way back in history, from the Qing dynasty on down. How did they conquer certain things? What they did was they start burning the library first. The library had all the knowledge. So now if they burn the library, everybody is trying to put out the library. You know, through history, they burnt all the libraries. Down in Greek history, all through history, the first thing they will burn was the libraries. They had all the knowledge. And now, as all the people are trying to put out the library because they want to save the knowledge, they are left defenseless. And so that's been a trick that's been used throughout history to conquer civilization, burn the knowledge.
Yeah, it's for you too. You laid down a huge part in Black history, so it's a huge part for you to do as well. Just to me, it's like everybody puts in, well, not everybody, but a lot of people, if they have compassion or something in them that pushes them to be a force in this universe, then it's the same. To me, it's the same kind of thing, because if you're an artist, then, or any type of person that's, putting your mark on history, I feel like it's also important not to make that disappear. A lot of people don't know, I was being
hold on. I got a question. Somebody said, well, why don't you get them teeth fixed? Well, check this out. I called Newbie Smile yesterday because I'm tired of looking at myself like this. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now let's get back to see how people trying. You can't embarrass me. There's no way you can embarrass me. somebody had a
trying to embarrass
question,
you.
you
Is
know,
that
one of them little
on the feed?
smart ass. What up, Craig G? You know, they just had a little question. They trying, but you can't embarrass me. You can't,
Yo, G.
my thing is my thing. And like we're talking, everybody has their place in life, right? And we're all sculpted by our beliefs. And what you believe, I say that things that you believe in are things that you cannot possibly prove because you have to believe in them. I can prove that this is a bottle, right? But there's some things in life that you just have to believe in. And so science and religion has the same thing. They all have faith, they all have hope, and they all have belief, right? We know what the religious faith, hope, and belief is. Now let's go to the scientists. The scientists have hope that tomorrow they're going to cure all the diseases. And they have faith in their education that they're going to do what they're doing, not be a flop in society. And they believe that it's going to happen. So men of science and men of religion are the same. They only have a difference of opinion. So anything that we do as every individual on this planet Earth has been sculpted and shaped by their beliefs. And we have so many of them that this is what I want to talk about. I'm going to ask you something. Says you went to college for, what'd you say you went?
I am
okay, but you went for archaeology and, you know the stuff, to dig stuff up.
You know, I wanted to learn a lot about
right. Now,
humanities.
Listen, we have stories of the Anunnaki and the tall people,
yes.
and it's depicted in the hieroglyphics of the Egyptians. You can see spaceships in the Egyptians and all of that. And so I'm trying to figure out, where do all of these things coincide and cross together? I mean, I've got dots over here and dots over here, and I want to make them align. And so what I'm asking about the Anunnaki, we can see in Egyptian pictures that they are people of normal size. And then we see people that are sitting down that if they would have stood up, would have overstood the human being. So who are these people, and what are they trying to tell us?
Well, for one, we would have to rewrite the history books, I think, and that scares a lot of people. It doesn't make sense being an American, because for me, I'm like, what are you talking about? All the capitalists would be loving that makes money. So it must be coming from Europe that they don't want to rewrite the history books.
But I mean, they always rewrite history. There's 5 versions of the Bible. What was wrong with the first one? Got the King James. I like the King James version better than any other ones. So like, why you got to keep rewriting it? And they say they keep rewriting the Bible just so it fits with modern man ideology.
You know, if you think about what we said before, Shan, it's only been 3,700, or call it 4,000 years of communication. And the only people 4,000 years ago, I'm going to be nice with say 4,000. The only people that were learning to do any kind of reading or writing or letters of any sort were religious. Meaning before that, it would have just been in a symbol, or, you know, looking back I still see it's communication, you know, to go into, as you were talking about those Mayan pyramids, or in Egypt, or any of the pyramids, to see symbols. That's communication. Linguistically, that's what I've studied.
Linguistically, if you can't read the Sumerian tablets, and you cannot read the hieroglyphics in the Egyptian temples, and if you cannot read what the actual scroll of Turin says, and they're in all different languages, how can we put them together to make any comparison? Because I know the Sumerian language, you know this, and he knows that. But how can we make this all coincide to where all 3 of us can come to whatever we understand and make it make sense to all 3 of us, instead of me being this, you being that, and him being this?
For me, it would have to, because I think everybody is all living at the same time. You know, I think there's arguments about, like I said, I feel like the science is still growing, because I know that through our blood, we've been able to indicate things like my own family comes from more of the Mongolian, Kazakhstani area. So they talk about the Denisovan people, and they're still trying to find out more archaeologically,
Well,
you know, they're
can
trying
I
to
say
find
something?
out
So you started
more
from the
about,
pagans.
Can I say
yes.
something?
Just playing. God, let this brother have
No,
no, I'm just playing. I'm
pagans
just
is like
playing. Let him have a
now.
say.
Pagans is
Brother,
like
introduce
now.
yourself and let us
Yeah.
know who you are and what we're talking about. Whatever you want to talk about, because I
Man,
seen your comments. Let's talk.
yeah, buddy. Well, first of all, man, big respect for letting me jump on here, man, because I look up to
I
you anyway.
appreciate you.
So when I see your real shit popping, I'm like, I'm chiming in because this is real OG right here. So, man, I appreciate that, man. And then also, ma'am, I'm listening to what you're saying. It's not the fact I'm disagreeing with you, but I'm questioning the lens that you're viewing what you call history through, right? Now, now you
Let me set
said,
her straight. Let me set her straight real quick. Don't take no disrespect to it because he's a black
yeah,
man and, you know, we have a different way of looking
oh,
at
I'm
it. So
very
now
respectful.
we're
No,
trying.
not at
Look, like I
all.
said, we're connecting the dots right now, okay?
Yeah, I'm very respectful. So
And with all love. Let's
what
go.
we call, first of all, what we call, I'm just going to say stuff that's just going to make sense, right? And it's not going to be no mystery stuff. So who writes history, right? He who wins
The
the
winners
war, right?
always write history. The losers never get to say anything.
Right. So the schools we go to and learn history, I'm a college graduate as well, but I've learned more outside of that. You know what I mean? Through my own research. And you know what I'm saying? Just following brothers like Shan and all type of brothers, man, and constantly, you know, evolving. So my whole point of what I'm saying is, what exactly, ma'am, are you calling history? Like, European history is different than African history, right? Can we agree on that? African history is much older, right?
Correct.
African consciousness goes back
Look, he almost
200,000
couldn't
years.
say nothing because he got a Caucasian woman to say African history was big. he got stuck. Y'all seen him one time?
Well, I'm just trying to speak in code, Shan.
Go ahead, brother. Do your thing.
No,
Do your thing.
for me,
So,
let
ma'am,
me make sure you understand.
Ma'am, I just wanted to
Let me make sure you understand.
just, can I finish my point really quick?
Let him
Because
finish.
I've been listening to you the whole time.
The black people are the first people. So
what's history?
The communications
You heard
that go
her.
back,
Stop talking. She said it.
300,000 years ago.
So what do we learn in college?
I'm only
Hold
talking
on, ma'am.
about
Let him get his thing in right now.
Can I
that's
talk?
like yesterday to me.
Yes, you can talk.
Yeah.
She's going to let you talk because this is a civilized conversation.
I
And it's your turn now.
Yeah,
you got
I
the
agree with a
floor.
lot of stuff she's saying, but I just wanted to, just bring up a couple things, bring up some facts, right? So when we talk about religion, religion is emotional, right? Can we agree on that?
Hey, Premco.
Is that
I think for a lot of people, I think with Hasidics, it's certain people might not be.
Let me ask you this. What's a belief? A belief is an emotion, right?
A belief is something that you can't prove. That's all. Let me put that out so we don't start asking about beliefs again. A belief is something that you can't prove. If you could prove it, you could say that this is a light and you wouldn't have to believe that I did this to light my shit, okay? Thank you. So let's not talk about beliefs. That shit is out the window.
Right. So if you understand if you understand logic and emotion is two different things. Religion is superstition, right? So science doesn't care how you feel, right? Because science is all science is the relationship between us and the sun. And in this universe, you have carbon, right? So you get chemistry. Chemistry comes from chemit, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. You know, I only got an hour, nigga. Let's go.
Chemistry, right? So ask yourself, why does Jesus have 12 disciples? Why does the Son have 12 disciples?
I wasn't there, so I
why does the Son have 12 disciples?
No. Forget all that. You posing a question. You act like you know. I'm going to ask you, why did Jesus have 12 disciples? Because I don't know. Don't pose that question to me because I'm a layman ass. Tell me
I'm
about what
explaining to
Jesus
you, right?
had 12 disciples.
Okay, so Jesus had 12 disciples because the Son has 12 disciples, right? The 12 zodiac houses.
What? Hold up.
12
What 12
zodiac
disciples does it have? Does our sun have? Are you talking about our sun that exists in the solar system that we deal with the 8 planets?
that we can prove. So
Huh?
the light of our world is the sun, right?
Okay.
Is that a fact?
But they only fucking 8 planets. So what do you mean the 12 disciples and it goes? It's only
No.
8 planets. And if you want to know, and listen, and you want to go, there is 9 planets, but the 9th planet is called Nibiru. Thank you. Let's go.
Planets, right?
What sun are you talking about then?
The zodiac houses. We in one universe, right? It's other third
He's talking about
calculations that the sun goes past over time. Every 2,000 something years, it's called an age, right? Right now we're in the age of Aquarius, right? Every 2,000 something years, it goes to another zodiac house, right?
Yes.
So man,
you're gonna do that.
Can you agree
That's a
there's 12
song.
zodiac houses, right?
You talking about some shit only you
I
know
just
about,
don't
nigga.
put
Fuck that shit.
zodiac houses.
Ain't
So,
nobody
do you
agreeing. You
understand
ain't
astronomy?
explained it to me good
Okay,
enough
I
for me to
just
fucking
don't put
agree or
zodiac
disagree.
houses in the sun.
Okay.
Not
Give me a
there.
Give me a second. Okay, so
Go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
You know what your zodiac is, right? Yeah.
I know what they say it is. Go ahead.
What is it?
I mean, in the fun
Look,
of it,
no,
in
no,
the
no,
fun
no,
of
no.
it,
But-
yeah.
Stop stating
Yes, right.
questions to us. We want your facts. A fucking question.
Okay.
You asking us
Okay, here we
questions
go.
that we can't fucking answer because that's some shit going on in your head. All right, so you tell
You
us
know
what's
what,
going
man?
on in
You know,
your
G?
head and then explain it to us. The
Yeah.
zodiac, the 12 disciples,
Okay.
all of that shit.
I'm gonna break it
Explain
down
it to
for you.
us.
Okay.
Don't ask us no more fucking questions. Just explain that
Okay.
shit.
Yes, sir. So,
12
what is
disciples.
the Bible, right? Okay, we got 12 disciples because we got 12 zodiacs, right? Because Jesus was born under a Virgo, a virgin, betrayed by Judas, the kiss of death, right? Because when the scorpion stings you, it leaves 2 whelps, the kiss
You
of
can
death.
say that shit about
So-
Benedict Arnold, all right? So
December-
let's not motherfucking go there with the sting of
December
Judas.
25th.
Benedict Arnold was just a
listen
fuck
to me.
with him. Let's
So
go.
listen to me. December 25th is what? Jesus'
Christmas,
birthday, right?
supposedly.
So the 3 days before that, those 3 days up until then is called the winter solstice, right? Because
What?
the sun dies for 3 days where it doesn't come all the way up, right? It dies
Check this out.
allegorically on
The
the cross.
sun dies for 6 months and it lasts in
3 days.
Alaska.
No.
So
It's-
now, if
I'm
we're
talking
going to
about
talk about
Christmas.
ancient
Yeah,
motherfuckers
man.
that did hard,
When we tore
if
up
we
in
didn't
talking about
know
Christmas.
about these
I'm talking about
ancient
Christmas.
people we're
When we
talking
tore
Listen
about,
to me.
if you was in
Listen to me.
Alaska, you would have thought that it was a fucked up thing because the sun didn't come
Yeah.
up for
Listen to
6
me.
months. Let's go.
Listen to me. Each year it's called the winter solstice, December 25th. That's the birth of the sun, right? The birth and the death of the sun, right? So Jesus comes back during the spring equinox. He springs back because the sun springs back. So we get an hour extra of daytime. So these people were agrarian, right? They were farmers, right? Agrarian culture, right? Can we agree on that? Ancient man was agrarian.
Agriculture, that gives us the word agriculture. Let's go.
I'm talking about
Are we back in the Fertile Crescent?
talking about
Where am I?
South Africa, where mankind comes from, the original man. The Fertile Crescent is beginning of the European, right? That's when the European history starts to pick up on world history, right? But world history existed long before European history was picking up on it, obviously. But
they were the winners. The winners only write history, so
yeah,
there you go again.
You're right.
Well,
so one thing we know for certain, if the sun don't come up, we're all dead, right? Can we agree on that?
Nope.
If the sun don't come up for 2 weeks, we're frozen.
Nope. Yeah, well, like I just told you a minute ago, 6 months in Alaska, the sun don't show for 6 months, son.
That's 6 months.
So you gonna tell me that just because the sun don't shine in Alaska for 6 months, all those people that reside on that part gonna be dead? Proven wrong. Thank you. Let's not fuck around with SHIZZLE. Like, I know what the fuck. Let's go.
Okay. So my teeth might be fucked up, but my brain works perfectly fine.
Can
saying, I'll be listening. But then check this out, though. So my whole point is what I'm saying.
Let her
the most important
get
thing
her
on
say.
this.
Hold on. Let her say. She trying to cut her. Let her say something right quick. Go ahead, darling.
I tend to pay attention to the division that's going on, not just in this country, but in a lot of different countries. What I call the have versus have-nots, because I just would rather look at some certain things that are maybe the amount of time I have in the day, you know. But for me, I tend to watch what big movers and chess players are doing. And there's a lot of movement for geothermal and what we call the inner sun.
Okay.
I worry that a lot of regular people in the world aren't, you know, because if they're not watching Fox News or whatever, I'm not really sure if they're paying attention. And I'm hoping that, you know, everybody in this conversation is, but the reality is that, you know, the people that you know, there's a lot of people that are in power that talk to me.
Okay.
They keep me at bay because of different tribal things that go on.
Wait.
And
You say they talk to you. Is that in your mind, or is that actually calling you?
Is that a belief?
Because if you say it's in your mind, we're going to have to change the conversation a little bit.
There's just a lot of people that have a lot of influence in media and broadcasting.
We know this already. The media, that's like a non-given in this conversation. See, that's something that me and him know about very well about the media, what they do.
See me because you
don't think black people
no, we don't.
Propaganda?
I see you as a human being, and I love the fact that you have an education that I don't. And this is why I'm talking to you. And I love that you were the first one that came up, because that lets me have a conversation with somebody that's done something that I've never done. You've done something I've never done. How can I hate on you because of your race? None of that has nothing to do with it. All I'm saying is I'm having a conversation with somebody that done something that I never achieved. I never went to college. I used to go to colleges and sing songs, but I never learned shit.
Hey, Shan, if I can say this.
To me, college was a rite of passage because the American government said I had to do it to become a teacher.
Yeah.
And that was it. You know, I love being a teacher. It's who I am naturally. And I've worked in
if I could say this, if I could say this, you know, without going into no details, my credentials or anything like that, because that's besides the point, because this is just a great conversation that we're having. But I was just going to say, when you said division, there's only one division that corrupts the world. There's only one division or divisive group that you're talking about. Let's talk about who that group is.
No. We have we have to take it even one step deeper. Everything is
it's where the money is getting.
Reality, there's only two things that we deal with: up, down, left, right, this side, that side, yin and yang. There's not, regardless to the people. There's people there's good people and bad people. That's it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. What I was going to say. So, ma'am, I was going to say, because you may not be aware that there's only one global construct. It's called systematic white supremacy. Like, it's not saying that all white people are racist or anything like that. It's just saying there is a group of racist rich white people, and some of them are poor, because it's all one big system, who are on that. You're not, obviously, you wouldn't be in MC
People do not understand.
You wouldn't be in MC Shan's like talk.
That same fucking system of white racism also works against her. For the simple fact, she is part of that fucking elite system. And so, since she's not part of that elite system, she becomes part of the workings to make that elite system work. So,
no.
Look, so here's where it comes down to it. Those white people that think they have white privilege, yes, you have a little something, but yet, guess what? You're still not considered part of that elite class that makes the decisions. You are the part of the system, but you're just a little bit higher in the hierarchy than these niggas are. That's all.
That's not up for debate. I was just going to say simply this. White people who are not racist are powerless. You get where I'm going with this?
Hold it, wait. Hold that thought.
Powerful non-racist white people, right? In large groups, right? Like if you're not, like, the system of white supremacy is set up like persons like yourself, you're not racist, right? So you're not a part of that connection, right? Like, see the way these
now I want to ask you something as my black brother. Top, right? Hold on, man. Let me just shut him off. Let me ask you something as my black brother, right? Let me ask you something. All right, we talk about white supremacy, right? We talk about how white people are holding up.
No, it's not white people. No, Shan. It's not white people.
Each other. We can't blame the Ku Klux Klan. We can't blame other motherfuckers for nothing that's happening to us right now in this fucking time and day and age.
It's not white people, is what I'm saying. A white supremacist and a white person is two different things. I know all type of white people, right?
I'm glad
they couldn't be fucking racist around me. Listen to my conversation. Look what I'm on. You know what I mean? I'm on knowing the ancient man.